The Runner and Gunner Show.
Yeah. Oh, let's do it over there. That's what we're doing now.
We're running and gunning and saying our thoughts, though we have different minds. At the same time, we bring the song to help your mind grow in the mental. Give knowledge with advice plus all essentials. So if you haven't heard, then act like you know. It's the Runner and Gunner Show. Runner and Gunner Show. The Runner and Gunner Show. Gun.
And now, the Runner and Gunner Show. And now, can we have a moment of silence for John, the Duke of Earl Madden?
Rest your soul.
A moment of silence for him. Rest his soul.
He died December 28, 21.
Raiders. Champion. He took the Raiders to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. We love you, Madden.
We love you, Madden.
And now, yesterday was the biggest game of the year. We call the Super Bowl. And we just want to congratulate the hometown.
We want to congratulate the Rams for winning.
What a game, everybody. Did you watch the game? Did you see those
freaking
passes?
Rams won.
Did you see those runs?
Did you see those crushes?
Touchdowns.
Rams were crushing people left and right, grabbing them by their measly little necks, throwing them down on the grass, and telling them to eat grass, and putting dirt in their face, and just crushing.
And so everybody out in LA and in the rest of the country, celebrate. But in Los Angeles, party a little harder.
It is
because
Monday,
your team is the winner.
February 8th, and the Rams have won the Super Bowl
champions
in the SoFi Stadium. The first person to ever win a hometown Super Bowl in their hometown.
Except Tom Brady last year.
Except for Tom Brady last year, the Buccaneers.
So everybody celebrate and have a good time. Be safe and
welcome to the Runner and Gunner Show.
Yes, and hopefully you guys aren't too hungover from the big game yesterday. So celebrate.
I know I am.
Me too. If you're tired of grass stains, dirt stains, and stains all over your jerseys and uniforms, get tired.
Yo, I have grass stains all over my jersey for winning the Super Bowl, dude.
We have the pods, we have the liquid, and we have the regular detergents.
Yo, pass the ball. And I have a clean shirt.
Now you're sparkly clean thanks to Tide.
Tide! Monday morning cracks.
Cracks, pops, poppy. Woo!
Oh!
Hello, cheers, cheddar.
Super Bowl was a
Super Bowl,
hit.
Cheers. Look at that phone.
Was that a halftime special?
I don't know if this is going to cure my hangover, but the halftime special was amazing.
Anyway, we got
They're going to be talking about that for a long time.
We have a show for you here at the Runner and Gunner Show.
We got a great one.
If you are new to the audience, we are Runner and Gunner. Runner and Gunner. Hi, everybody.
Ton of fun.
This is the Runner and Gunner Show. We talk about video game reviews. We just talk about a whole bunch of other things.
And all
we
kinds
cornered
of
it down to video games. Maybe we'll change it to movie reviews. Maybe we'll change it to something else. But for now, we are reviewing all your favorite video games, and we're telling you whether or not you should buy it.
And this edition is strictly about NFL games. Since the Super Bowl was yesterday, and it was such a great game, and I know you guys enjoyed it because we enjoyed it as well. And the halftime show was amazing. But now we're going to talk about the
NFL video games
that came out.
All the NFL video games.
All of them. So let's start with, the
very first one ever made.
Well, it wasn't the very first because actually Atari had some, but the very first one that was actually popular for everybody that everybody knows is called Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl, everybody. Tecmo Bowl is amazing. It had the 8-bit graphics, which was a big deal back then. That's like, the newest graphics now compared to then. And they didn't have anything but Atari, which was, what was that, like a bit and a half or something like that?
Yeah.
So
it was 8 bits also, or 2 bits or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, Tecmo Bowl was amazing. And there was a lot of games that came out back then. They had a game called NES Action Football. And that one consisted of actually all the NFL teams as well. But a lot of games back then didn't have NFL teams. They would just have fake teams because they didn't want to pay the rights to the NFL because they were just coming up, as a little company trying to.
It's a lot of signatures. In fact, the first football game didn't have the names of the players on their back. They just had numbers.
Just numbers only. And the numbers
only, because you'd have to get every player to sign a contract saying you want to be in this video game and we'll pay you, especially the stars, who at the time weren't digging it as much as they are nowadays. It's honor nowadays.
So the more popular the game gets, the more higher the players get played, of course.
And the more they get paid.
Yeah, players get paid and played. Yep. I mean, I meant the girly play. I mean, they get paid the money and then you get the girly play.
They always had that.
It always comes out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes. But now they get the pay and the play and everything else in between.
Pay, play?
So we've got
But they
another
don't pay
game.
to play, because the girls come to them to lay.
Well,
I mean, okay.
They play
back
with
to the
PTSD.
games.
All right, anyways.
So we also.
got
that
the
was 10-yard fight. That was
What year was
another
that?
simple.
1983. The 10-yard fight came out.
So that must have been, maybe Atari? It was on NES
so
also.
that was the very first football game that ever
It was
come
on
out.
NES also, but I think Atari had it first then. And it was like, deep,
83 is Atari,
those kind of blurry graphics where like computerized. It was actually
for Atari.
It was actually on computer where they used to have, I don't know, kids nowadays, nobody remembers. You got to be 30 and up to remember this, but they used to have like green computers, Apple computers with floppy disks. So you'd have to get the floppy disk, insert the video game. There was no Wi-Fi back then. There was just no internet, nothing. You just plug
Atari
it.
was a cartridge.
Yeah, Atari was a big cartridge.
Slam a cartridge in there.
Yeah, but PC...
It was like what's that thing? The 70s 8-track.
8-track. It was like an 8-track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8-track.
It's an 8-track. So
we got another game. ESPN football.
That came out way later at
It came out
2K5,
way later.
05. And that was a good one. But before that one, Joe Montana Sports Talk Football came out for Sega Genesis Part 1 and 2. Joe Montana was a revolutionary game, Sports Talk Football, because it was the first game
Sports Talk Football by Joe Montana.
So it was the first game that featured talking. The talking was a little computerized and kind of silly. And
he was like, there goes the runner.
Yeah, and
it was like 10-yard pass.
And they are in the shotgun. So stuff like that.
And they are in the shotgun.
Yeah, so it was cool to have one even then. But
it was amazing when it first came out.
It's
the commercials for that
silly.
thing, the very first football game to ever talk. Joe Montana, and he was the champ at the time.
He was,
and so I don't know. That game was.
He was a world champ. He was
the best game ever. Especially
at that time, he was the best
fan.
Quarterback of all time. So I mean, wow,
he was
a big deal.
Nothing compared to Tom Brady, of course.
Yeah, well, that
who
guy
didn't make it to the Super Bowl this year in 2022. Might I add?
Yeah, he did not make it. So we said ESPN football, great game. NFL2k 99, and this is
what about Madden? What about Blitz?
Oh, Blitz. Blitz. All right, Blitz came out around 99, 2000. Blitz was actually first in the arcades. Then it made it to, I think, the system, the consoles. But yeah, that game was the most violent football game they ever had. And it still is the most violent football game.
Just the collisions.
It's not the most violent football game out there, but it's actually one of the most violent football games with actual real players, with the real players' names on their back.
Yeah.
Because they have more violent football games than that, but it doesn't have the real NFL players on their backs.
And if you were lucky enough, graced with luck enough to have it for the Dreamcast, you know that NFL Blitz for the Dreamcast is it.
Yeah, and the second one they made actually had instant replay, which was a new thing and a cool thing.
Oh,
if you got to get a Dreamcast
instant
just
replay.
for that, because it's well worth it, and you could save the replays. So if something psycho happens, man, and if you ever play Blitz, nothing but crazy stuff happens. There could be like 3 or 4 or 5 fumbles in a row. That game was amazing.
So at the turn of the millennial, though, video games changed from being that old school Madden 93, which also was a great one. Madden 1993,
the original, the one that had a star on the player.
Let's take it to Madden 93 real quick.
Okay.
So in 1993, Sega Genesis and Super NES had a video game on it called Madden. You might know it today as Madden 22, which we'll talk about later.
22.
But this Madden particularly was for the Super Nintendo
and the Sega Genesis. That's it. Just them two consoles.
But the graphics were cool. It was like it was to line you up, facing the touchdown, and one person on the bottom would have to make it up to the touchdown, and they were all 2D flat style. It was kind of like checkers, but it was a video game, and so you would essentially play football all the way through, and it was like the real game. It was kind of the same perspective as Blitz, only it was a 2D Super Nintendo against Sega Genesis game.
Yes. And it was also one of the first games to have actual playbooks. So they would take all the playbooks from all the different teams and get all the plays that they had from these teams. So it made it more complex, and it made it a little bit more like desirable for the football player who wanted something complex. So adults would actually want to play this game, and teenagers wanted to play this game. So it opened the doors for not only kids, but teens and adults would actually want to play this, because it showed the complexity of football back then, which was the first game that ever actually had something like that.
Yeah.
Like a big old playbook, and it had like punt fakes, field goal fakes, and shotgun formations, and all these different formations, all these different types of blitzes, everything, like a whole playbook. They really worked on this. So it was really a revolutionary game back then.
Madden teaches football.
Madden 93.
Madden 1993 for the Sega Genesis.
And SNES.
But it also spawned the Madden series. It was totally unlike the rest of the Madden games, which will take you to another great version of the Madden game.
This is 10 years later when they stepped it up.
10 years exactly later.
It took them 10 years later to step it up.
They finally stepped it up in
and
extreme.
It became
Madden 2003 for the original Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Yep.
It is the one before the Mike Vick cover. It doesn't have Mike Vick on the cover.
And a lot of people don't like that Mike Vick cover for unknown reasons. I don't know why.
Yeah. Who's on the...
We love Mike Vick. I think Mike Vick is an awesome guy, and he was one of the best players. So in the 2003 one, I think they had Mike Vick too back then, but he must have been a year younger. I'm not sure. Maybe he won the MVP in 2004. That's why they put him on the 2004 cover. But all I remember is this guy, Mike Vick, was freaking amazing. He was fast. He was great. And that's why they had him in the next year's cover. But in Xbox Madden 2003, that one.
So Madden,
great graphics.
1993 to Madden 2003. Different systems, different things. But
Marshall Faulk was featured on the 2003 cover, by the way.
Marshall Faulk, the Ram.
The St. Louis Rams back then.
St. Louis Ram was on Madden 2003 cover.
03.
Michael Vick was on the year later. That's the one you guys remember because Mike Vick was abusing dogs, and everybody remembers him for that. And so the cover is kind of somewhat controversial.
Bulldog.
If you have the 2004 edition of Madden and you flaunt it around and say, hey, I got Mike Vick, we know that you like abusing dogs, or you think that he's cool, or maybe you just think he's a good football player. Who knows? Here at the Runner and Gunner Show, we're not talking about politics. We're talking about freaking Marshall Faulk being on the cover of the Xbox and PlayStation 2 2003
Madden. Yeah.
And it was a great game. Great
best running back the Rams ever had besides Eric Dickerson. Second best running back they ever had. He was great. And I think they won the Super Bowl that year. So that's probably the main reason why they were on the cover.
Yeah.
They were really good.
They won. Just like
that's when the Rams were on fire. They used to call them the greatest show on turf back then. So because back then in St. Louis, they used to have that turf field. But in Los Angeles, I don't know if it's turf. You need to look into that. SoFi Stadium.
Bitcoin Stadium?
Bitcoin Stadium.
All right, so everybody, the perspective in this game, though, in the 2003 version, was unlike any other perspective of football games before or after. It was its own thing. It was kind of like a side angle up at you, like you were angled. It wasn't like facing the it wasn't facing the goal, the touchdown, and it wasn't facing like the side view. It was like this corner view, kind of a kitty cornered at you.
Yep.
And the hits were revolutionary. They just, when you hit, the collision, the physics for the video game were just so well designed that you don't get any bigger, harder, more extreme hits than the Madden 2003 Xbox series.
And what is cool about the Madden 2003 Xbox series is because Madden used to announce. Now, Madden doesn't announce anymore. Now they got the new guys. But back then, Madden was still announcing.
That's right.
So if you go back to then and you could want to know what Madden sounded like, he actually put his real voice in there. Like, he would go up inside the booth of this video game. He put his heart and soul into these video games. So we respect Madden very much, even before he passed. But he did do his own voice for these video games, which is really cool. And even now, I mean, the guys who do the voices now do their voices. But yeah, he revolutionized the whole new genre of football. And 2003 switched it up with these physics, like we say, and even the graphics were a whole new different.
Graphics were amazing. All right, Lenny's, we got this one for you. PlayStation 3.
PS3.
Another 10 years later, just
10 more years.
PlayStation 3 put out Madden 2010, which in my opinion is where Madden stopped. It was the peak of all Madden games.
The peak.
And it has since gone down and depreciated in gameplay technology. But in the 2010 version, this is the game that you know today.
Yeah,
Madden.
and every year it still sells millions of copies.
And every day 2010 is still selling.
Millions.
And then, needless to say, the new ones are selling just as much or way better. But the 2010 version is the one that started it all. It started the perspective. It started the schemes. It started the whole vision and the route. So, in this one, though, the hits were so good.
Yeah, they were solid.
It was
Could hear them.
Best hits ever recorded and captured on a game. I don't know what they did or how they toned it down. They definitely toned down the hits. The football games nowadays aren't about the hits. It's about being general manager. It's about being able to win based on plays. So you just essentially set your plays up, and you don't even have to take control of your players anymore. They just move automatically. So you just let your players go. As long as you set up the correct play against the opponent, then, we'll see who's going to have the better outcome. But in this version,
it just depends how you play.
You had to control just about every aspect of the game. And you had to switch characters and make everyone sock at the same time. So you'd be like,
punch,
circle. You change your character, hit.
Yeah.
And you use the joystick, too. It was the first one where you used the joystick.
Oh, yeah, the big hit stick. Yeah, that was cool. And you could use it for several, you could use it on offense and defense, which was cool. You could use it to evade the defensive guy, and on offense, you could use it to spin or hurdle, and they added the super speed boost in that game.
Yep.
So where you could do the stiff arm. The stiff arm was cool.
Oh.
Yeah, they had so many differences. It made it they try to make it as close to being in an actual game as you can get. So that made a huge difference in the PS3 version of 2010. Madden
2010.
Troy Polamalu and Larry Fitzgerald featured on the cover.
Yep, Troy Polamalu
of the Steelers,
as you might know him as Head and Shoulders Man,
Head and Shoulders,
or Moana, and Larry Fitzgerald, who you might know as
Larry Scary,
Peter Sarsgaard Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Madden 2010. It was a great game.
Madden 2010.
One more thing about Madden 2010 is all the games have everything that we mentioned about Madden 2010.
Yeah.
Just Madden 2010 did it better.
They did. They improved everything.
Yeah, it was improved. But back in the day, I don't know how these games from back in the day are better than games that come out 10 years later.
Yeah.
But sometimes it happens with video game politics.
It does sometimes.
Presidents.
It does.
Money.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think maybe they get lazy and they just throw it out there.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're already like, yeah, you know what? Let's really put everything we got into this year, since it's the new era. Oh, since 10 was a new era, and they just wanted to start it off good. Let's start off 10 with the bang. Let's give them a great football game. And they did it, and they threw it out there, and it really happened. But the bad thing is that why not in 20? Why not 10 more years later come out with a huge? Why not in 11? Why not in 13? Why just... I don't understand why
we're due.
But it's going to come out again. It's going to happen again, everybody. It's going to get down to it. And another Madden is actually coming out. 2023 is going to come out very soon. So get ready for that after the end of this season, because the season's already over. So, the season's over, except the end of the season, is the draft. So we still got the draft.
And then we'll see the next game.
Then the next game will come out.
I do believe the next achievement
this summer, Madden 2023.
Madden 2023 should be in VR. I do
Oh,
believe the next
man,
achievement
that
in
would
football
be
games
so
is VR. You're the quarterback. You call the shot. You look around.
Whoa!
And you throw the ball to your player.
You have the little throw stick, right?
Yeah.
And then you aim
have
it.
the glove.
That would be cool. And then it has a little aimer, and you aim.
Yep.
Either
and when you
accuracy
get socked
or
too, like the vision will be like.
And the little bar goes up and down. You got to click the button at the precise moment to hit it correctly. Just kind of like the kick bar, but it should have like a passing bar. You know what I mean?
So so they should make it just like. Like a Dreamcast game. All it is you standing, you're the quarterback, and all you do is pass. So, let's make a game just with that. We'll worry about offense later. We'll worry about defense later.
kind of like quarterback club.
Yeah, just be a quarterback. You're the quarterback. You look up, you throw the ball, make a pass, bam. Turnover, it's the end of the game. I don't know. Anyways, here at the Run and Gunner Show, we're talking about the best NFL games ever to come out, or all of them to come out. We just mentioned pretty much all of them. This is the Run and Gunner, February 9th. Remember to like us, follow us.
Like us, listeners.
Listen to us every
all our
weekend.
Listeners, listen and like.
We need 10,000 more viewers. If you could just help us out.
That's all we need.
With the next 10,000.
Only a few more.
We will make a better
more?
show. I guarantee we will make a better show after we get those 10,000 viewers.
Oh, yeah. It's going to start
10,000
pushing.
listeners. So remember, like and subscribe. We'll talk about Madden 2022 when we come back. All the ladies in the world are going to want to hear this one.
Commercial
I got a bone to pick. Oh, I've been working on the coal mine all day long, and I'm just so tired. I got a headache, man.
Well, if you haven't finished your goal and your head hurts so, take some Tylenol.
Some Tylenol? Wow, hold on. Do I take it some water? Too late.
2 doses plus 2 more, and your head's still sore.
I'm ready to work on the coal mine 9 more hours.
Get your butt back out there, boy.
You got it.
Tylenol. And we'd like to thank our sponsors, Tylenol, for helping our hangover.
Thank you, Tylenol,
away.
for making all our hangovers disappear.
Goodbye.
Everybody out there, it is Monday, February 9th. We want you to have a great time. You know, if you're a dude, we want you to have a lady by your arm.
A lady.
We want you to be macking. We want you to feel the best you can. We want you to be confident, masculine. You're a dude. You're a man. Make good decisions. Have a great life. And as Runner Gunner and I always say, if you could have a great Monday, then you could have a great life.
And a great week and a great year.
So set those self-affirmations. Feel good. Just keep telling yourself that you're going to do it. You're going to make the money. You're going to get that promotion. You're going to seize the day.
Yes.
You're going to help others.
Yes.
You're going to go home to your wife and children and be a good father.
Yes.
Or if you're a mother, you're going to go home and be Mother of the Year. Mother's Day is coming up soon. It is February. Happy Valentine's Day.
Goals, because your New Year's goals are still there. Make sure you complete them.
Yep, your New Year's goals, we're still holding you to them.
Keep pushing and keep making things great in life.
Yep, and we hope, ladies, we hope that you had a fine gentleman to spend your Valentine's with. And gentlemen, we hope that you had a fine, beautiful,
Happy Valentine's
lady to
Day.
spend your Valentine's with.
Today is Valentine's Day. That's right. It's the heart day of the 14th.
You know how it goes. It is Valentine's Day.
I completely remember.
Just about, but anyways, we're having a good time here.
We're having the best time. And speaking of Valentine's Day, we love football. And so, for the love of football, we're going to talk about the new Madden, which is Madden 2022, that just came out this year. And now we got to tell you guys, on the cover is Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady claims he's retiring. How many of you believe him? Can I see some hands? 1, 2, 1. -5. So not too many people really believe that he's actually retiring. A lot of people think that it might be some kind of skeptic to get him more money because he was going to get paid higher. He's still under contract by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But Tom Brady, it's
retiring.
Not official till it's more official.
But it's more official that Mahomes is retiring.
Is Mahomes gonna? No, I really hope not. NFL needs that guy.
He's too young. But he doesn't really do anything for promotions like Tom Brady did with his video games.
I think he's still young, like he said.
Yeah, he got into the game, so we'll see.
He does those State Farm commercials. Remember, Mahomes is actually doing stuff.
Great football players make great video games.
Right, correct.
Yeah.
Right. I agree.
And definitely Tom Brady, he did his thing.
He's
definitely
done his
was a part of it, mostly in the 2010s.
Yeah.
But, Madden was all based on him because he won pretty much every single year of the 2010s. I mean, the 2000s, he was more prevalent.
So the crazy thing is, if Tom Brady does retire, the guy on the cover with him, who is Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady gave Patrick Mahomes his only Super Bowl loss. So that made him 1-1. A lot of people thought that Kansas City Chiefs were going to beat the Buccaneers. Was this Brady last year?
Yeah, was it last year? No, 2 years ago. He won. Tom Brady won last year. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was last year.
Tom Brady won last year. The Buccaneers won.
They won.
In Florida.
Who did they beat?
They beat the heck out of.
Was it Kansas City? No, was it? I think it was Kansas City, wasn't it? Because they did beat Kansas City one year. That's what I was talking about. Tom Brady beat the Chiefs. I think it was the Chiefs. Either way, they did win last year.
So last year was versus the Chiefs, right? No, do you know?
I forget. I completely forgot about last year's Super Bowl because I was so pumped up about this year's great game.
All I know is I got a lot of sips.
Really good, and yeah, it was. The Buccaneers did win 31-9 last year.
Oh yeah, they killed them. Chiefs. 9-31. They killed them.
They did beat the Chiefs last year, and that
Mahomes. So that's why Mahomes.
Oh, isn't that sad that after you lose a Super Bowl, you have to go on a cover with the guy who just whipped your ass?
Dang, and then both of them didn't make it to the Super Bowl.
And both of them did not make it, and they were both favored to make it this year.
See, Madden, they screwed up. They can't even perceive the future for. Let me tell you, this is off the record. Press pause. Don't listen to this. Turn off the show right now for a minute.
Producers, turn it off real quick.
Producers, turn it off.
Lenny's gonna say something.
Uncle Lenny's here?
Oh my God,
man, I hate that guy.
Don't let him come in.
He's cool.
Keep him out.
All right. So this is off the record. The recording's off. You stopped it.
All right. We're good.
Madden 2022
Go ahead and tell me, Gunner.
Sucks.
It's just me and you.
It is a sorry game. It is terrible.
Wait, what did you hate about it so much?
I hate the
Madden
physics.
22?
Most round off.
I thought it was good.
I'm telling you, the physics are just so stupid, and the cutscenes are even stupider, and then the announcing is the most terrible garbage hogwash I've ever heard.
The announcing is kind of caca, but I mean, you know.
With that said, the physics are just bad. Bad physics. No collisions.
Okay.
No freaking close calls with the football game.
I agree.
I mean, the football catch. Everyone, all right, you can turn it back on. You can turn it back on.
Producers,
I didn't ever say that. Don't say anybody. Don't tell anybody I said that.
We're back on.
We're back. Anyways, Madden 2022 was a chill game. It sold a lot of copies.
Like we said, Brady
the brand new one.
beat Mahomes last year. They put each other on the freaking cover. And so we want to talk a little bit about the future of NFL games. What should be in the future?
Well, the future is going to have Tom Brady on a lawn chair with a whittling some wood of an old football trophy he used to have. And he's going to give it to his kids and they're going to say, Grandpa, you are 90 years old.
Excuse me, Paul.
You were never a football player like I am and the robots are. And you'd be like, well, my day, kid, we didn't have robots play football. We went out there, we played all time. And you're like, oh, you're so silly, Grandpa.
Yeah. So while Tom Brady is withering away a little football on his grandpa chair, he's gonna be saying these old stories about back in my day, they would let the quarterback get hit, and now if he touched the quarterback, he's down.
Oh.
And so if they need to step it up. The NFL rules need to step it up, make it a little more manly, because I think it's getting a little sissied out. If you look at the 80s and 90s footage, you could beat the crap out of a quarterback. You could take his helmet off and punch him in the face.
Take his helmet off.
And they won't even throw a flag.
Freaking sock him in the stomach. Pull his mustache.
Yeah,
Rip out his sideburns.
Mm-hmm.
Film the Goonies. Be Sloth in the Goonies. Film Caveman with Ringo. Be the Raiders. Win the championships with Madden. Go make some Sega Genesis games.
Yeah.
It's all happening. So it's the world we live in.
The future of NFL games needs to be better than the current of NFL games, and they just need to improve. Use the technology to your advantage, everybody.
Yeah.
We got this technology that's right in front of our face. Right here, right freaking today. You could get out there and start. So Lenny's out there, or non-Lenny's out there, get your butts off your chairs and start working on these new and improved graphics that you can start creating today.
Also, everybody, the NFL license has been licensed only to the monopolizing EA Sports. So EA has been, for the last 10 years, for the last decade, EA Sports had the license to kill.
Whoa.
NFL football games, that is, because they haven't been making any money, and NFL knows that now. So they have ended that license. Well, not they ended it. It came to its conclusion. And so now NFL is up in the air again. More companies are going to be making NFL games, not just EA. And we know EA is cheap. They're in it for the money. Sometimes they make these games and they're good. Sometimes they take away from the ones that were good from last year. Sometimes they just make one that's just garbage. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes they make one that's all right. And then every once in a while they made one that was 2010, 2003, and Madden 1993. But even though those are the best football games that we've had so far, doesn't mean that they're going to be the best football games that we have to come. Because I'm telling you, football, NFL in virtual reality and VR is NFL the future. VR, that's the next step
coming up.
We just need to make a bodysuit that you can feel the hits.
Exactly, just like the ones that they use for the physics of the game. They use those now, and that's what happens.
Hey, producers, can I get a sip?
Yeah, me too. Can I get one? Thanks, guys.
All right. Hey.
Here.
Hey.
Oh, thanks.
Tell Uncle Lenny to come over here.
Uncle Lenny, here. Make a quick guest appearance. Just real little. Let's crack before he gets here.
Well, when he's here, tell him to
Here,
come.
I'm going to pop this.
All right.
Ready?
Here we go.
Pop.
Monday morning pops. It is Monday, the 17th.
The 17th.
The 14th. Whatever day it is. It's Runner and Gunner Show. We just watched the Super Bowl. It was grand.
Bowl.
I ate lots of nachos. I ate lots of hot wings. And I ate lots of bean dip.
And I ate a lot of pizza and chicken and...
Grolsch.
A lot of Grolsch.
A lot of Grolsch. We're drinking Grolsch here, everybody. If you don't know what Grolsch is, our show is actually sponsored by Grolsch.
Yeah, Grolsch.
So go to Belgium and get yourself a nice bottle of the swing top bottle cap Grolsch.
A premium Pilsner.
We also got the commercial on YouTube. Also available in
Check
Pilsner.
it out.
All right, everybody. So we got things to do. We can't just spend the whole day with you.
And we gotta,
that'll cost you extra.
We got to let you guys
is the
fight
free
this
show.
traffic like Tyson. Beat it up. Beat down that traffic. And, just win. I fought the traffic and I beat it.
I fought the traffic and I beat it. We just want to reiterate on today's show that we talked about great things.
The greatest things of all. But now it is time for the best part of the show that we and you...
Let's just reiterate. What did we go over?
Wait. So, what we did go over was all the football games from the past.
The very first one being 10-yard fight in 1983.
10-yard fight, Tecmo Bowl.
In 1987, Tecmo Bowl.
And we got Blitz in early 2000. Oh, Joe Montana Sports Talk Football, which came out in the 90s. Blitz, which came out in the late 90s. NFL2k 99. NFL Game Day 98. Quarterback Club 99. Then we went into Madden. All the best Maddens.
Dreamcast had the best football games ever.
Dreamcast.
They had 2K Sports ones. They had Madden, and they had Blitz.
Yes, they
did. If you
did.
can get those on the Dreamcast, get them and play them.
Go get a nostalgic Dreamcast.
And if you have a Dreamcast, then congratulations. Anyways,
you are a master.
We did talk about Dreamcast in the show, but we also talked about Madden 93 for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Madden 03 also.
Who had John Madden on the cover. We had talked about
Madden 03.
Madden 2003.
Who had Marshall Faulk on the cover.
Rams.
The St. Louis Rams.
He was on the cover.
Los Angeles Rams.
Not Mike Vick. That was the year later.
And we talked about the PS3 Madden 2010 who had Troy Hare Polamalu. Give me a soul of hair.
Moana. What's the
beautiful
What's the freaking Moana song? Yo, I'm on an island.
Fitzgerald.
We like to get tattoos.
So Larry Fitzgerald also featured on the cover. And then we talked about...
Larry Fitzgerald.
Madden,
Scott Fitzgerald, who wrote Alien.
We talked about Madden 22, which had Brady and Mahomes together, the freaking winner and loser of the Super Bowl together on one cover.
Oh, the two losers on the cover. Madden, you jumped the gun with that one.
The two losers this year. And now we talked about the future of NFL games, and now we are getting down to the very...
Oh, and also, rest in peace, Madden.
Yeah, once again.
Another moment
rest
of silence.
your soul.
But now it is time for...
The
2-minute rundown!
Yeah,
everybody, it's your favorite part of the show.
The best part
of the 2-minute rundown, and we just let loose about what happened during our week.
Yeah,
Let me tell
everybody.
You, I saw a lot of good movies. I saw a lot of good video games. I played a lot of good movies. I played a lot of good video games. I got hooked up with a lot of girls. They're beautiful. I'm a pimp. Everybody,
As well did I.
It is freaking Monday, the 14th. It is Valentine's stupid ass day. You grab your chick and you freaking mac on her hard.
Get her hard.
Give her a hard kiss and grab that booty.
Grab her, celebrate the Super Bowl victories of this weekend. All right, so the things
Football
that we
games.
love about football games.
What do we love about football?
The hardest.
People getting sacked. There were
Fumbles,
sacks
interceptions.
last night.
Great physics.
Freaking sacks.
2022 physics suck compared to the old physics. They got to get
do.
back to where it
They need
was.
to go back
to where it once was.
Go back to where it once was.
And then we have a big question for everybody. Why is there no high school football games? Why haven't they released anything for high school?
What is the reason there is no high school football
thousands
games?
of high school.
Is it the licensing that they have to get from these kids and
Just
their parents?
imagine, everybody, teenagers, imagine your high school, your name on a football game playing on PS5, Xbox One.
Imagine
your jersey on there, man. That would be
this
so
is the decade
cool.
to do it. You got a high school kid who's got NFTs, he's got his wallet full of Bitcoins, and then now he's a video game character.
Man,
that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold and Clobbering time said so. Clobbering time, if you're listening to this, you are
Respect, sir.
getting your shout out today.
Clobbering time.
Also,
All right.
college football
We
games.
talked about college. We left college
They
out.
there? Do
Wait
they
a minute.
count
Why
as
aren't they
football
making
games?
new NCAA games? They used to make them. They haven't made one since 2013.
What is going on
So why
with that?
are they not doing it?
They need to
get
do
on top
that.
of it, guys.
Just
There's
do it.
tons and tons of colleges.
I think now
they
that
need to get on
EA
it.
doesn't own the NFL license anymore, I think a lot of good things are going to happen. It's
Yeah.
the new era of video games. They're
So
among
let's
us.
go.
Get your NFT
All
video
these
games.
ideas.
Start playing video games. Start making money. Get yourself a streamer. Be on Twitch. Be on YouTube. Be prevalent in society. Make money. Make that gold,
Yeah.
everybody.
One more thing I want to
The
say.
2-minute
Youth League
rundown.
football is the most murderous football game of all time. And-
League football. It was a great
that's the
football
killer game.
You get to send people into a fiery paint.
Oh,
on
we
the
forgot
ground.
about
Get
Blitz
to
the
send them
League.
to a blade.
Blitz the League, let them inject steroids and all this crap, but kids do not inject steroids. But on Blitz the League, there was a game. There was a game
What's
called
that?
Blitz the League, and they used to let you inject steroids and buy drugs.
Oh,
So-
the final
and
Blitz
you would
to ever come out?
Yeah,
The
it
remake?
came out in PS3.
It was cheap,
It's
though,
insane.
huh?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
the
kind
gameplay.
of good. I liked it.
I mean,
It was good.
The action.
And you could break bones and you could break necks.
Oh!
It was a good game.
How come we forgot about that game? How do we forget about that game?
Well, it is there and it did exist, but they only made one of it because it was too violent. And they couldn't keep up with it.
All right, everybody.
So everyone, drive safe out there.
Drive safe out there.
Be safe.
We want you to just be good in God's hands. We want you to just be simply irresistible to others around you. Go out there, help somebody today.
Yeah.
Shake someone's hand, look someone in the eye, make some good contact. Be a commission into society
Yeah.
that says that everybody is going to be good, and we're going to be talking about world
It's going
peace.
to be great.
Can we just get some world peace up in here? That's all I need to get.
That's all we need is world peace.
That's
One
all we
love.
talk about, because we're here at the Runner and Gunner Show, and we're saying that we love you.
We love you guys.
Take
We
your
need the show
time.
to
Just be a good
keep
guy.
on going.
There's no shortage of good guys out there. So just change your mind right now. You're listening to the Runner and Gunner Show.
The Runner
Switch
and
in
Gunner
to
Show.
G-Funk mode, where all you do is things that are G-Funk. You give money. You give money to the rich. You give money to the poor. You give even more money to the widows and children. You have a good time. You are a pleasure to be with, and you are a pleasantry unto humanity.
And
That's all
remember,
we're saying
money
here
is
at the
just a
Runner and
piece
Gunner
of
Show.
paper, but love lasts forever. Love is inside the soul. Money is an outside goal. Just
Yeah.
remember that. Love each other. Treat each other right. Respect your fellow man and woman, and have a great Monday morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Solid.
Runner Gunner, not responsible for any injuries, postponements, or collateral that may occur during our post segments of our entirety of the show. You are now or have been listening to. We would like to add any involvement with similar subjects in the show are completely coincidental and may or may not be facts. We would also like to thank you, Lennox.